The previous episode ended with William hugging Luna and thinking to himself, "I won't let you go again, Luna." The next day, when she woke up, the maid told her, "Madam, the Duke sent you another gift. The Duke is finally returning from the palace today." But after hearing this news, she went back to sleep, saying, "I don't even want to look at it, so just put it there." Here, the maid, feeling anxious, said, "Then would you like to eat first? I heard we just received some fresh seafood." But Luna refused again, saying, "No, I want to be alone. All of you leave." And they did, with the maid saying, "Yes, please rest comfortably, madam." After they left, Luna quickly got up and thought to herself, "It's already been a week since I've been confined to my room. While the sun is outside, the maids come and go freely, and the knights guard the doors, so it's very difficult to escape. But if the full moon comes tonight, I might be able to get news of the outside world through the incoming gifts. This is because she has a magical power that allows her to know the past of objects by touching them." However, she was surprised when she picked up a gift and found it empty, saying to herself, "All the gifts they showed me earlier have disappeared. This one too, and this one too." So, in a worried tone, she said, "The maids must have stolen them because I wasn't checking. Well, since the Duke only visits this castle when he has business in the capital, the management of the staff is sure to be lax." So, determinedly, she said, "Then maybe there's something I can do here." And in the evening, when William came, he found Luna asleep, so he called out, "Luna, were you okay?" But she got up angrily and said, "Did you just ask if I was okay? How can you ask that when you're the one who locked me up like this?" William said to her, "If there's anything you need, you can just ask the maids. I've told them to provide my wife with whatever she wants." But Luna got up from the bed and said, "Yes, I'm quite sure that the maids who are tampering with their duchess's belongings will follow that order very faithfully." William looked at her in surprise and said, "Tampering? What do you mean?" She showed him the empty gift boxes and said, "Well, there's no way this castle can be managed properly when it's always empty." William was silent, as if he was aware of this. Luna said to him, "Entrust this to me. Entrust me with managing the castle." William said to her, "I will." She said to him determinedly, "I've received succession training all the time I was in Libot, and I won't need much training to perform the role of Duchess here." But William got up and said, "There's no need for you to go through this trouble. All you have to do is tell the head maid about the thefts," Luna said to him. "Didn't you say that I wouldn't survive in this place without any allies? Who would ally with someone who doesn't even perform their duties as a duchess? I told you I would become your woman, didn't I? So give me the ability to do that." She then looked at him silently, waiting for his response, thinking to herself, "He'll have no choice but to let me leave this bedroom to fulfill my duties as a duchess. This is my chance." "Very well," William said to her. "However, I have conditions. First, you will return immediately to your bedroom after your lessons. Second, I will choose the people who will teach you." The next day, the maid reminded her, with more elegance. Luna thought to herself, "Who would have thought that I, the heir of the Lobito family, would be taking bride lessons?" She opened the door to her room and smiled, thinking to herself, "However, now that my bride lessons are over, I only need to attend the household management lesson, which I am more confident about." Laban was waiting for her and looked at her angrily. She said to him, "Could it be that you are my teacher, Lord Chaston?" She thought to herself, to think that the teacher the Duke was talking about would be him. Laban sighed and said, "I don't know what the Duke of Voituralang means by entrusting the management of his household to a woman who sneaks around the castle at night. I just don't understand." She looked at him angrily and thought to herself, "What an unacceptable person." But she knew she wouldn't gain anything by arguing with him now. So she sighed and bowed her head, saying, "I am lacking in many ways, and I will learn a lot from you, Lord Chaston." Laban took the books and said, After receiving some education, it seems you've finally realized your circumstances. He handed her the books angrily and said, "But managing the household won't be as easy as you think." She began to study and thought to herself, "This is the first time I've ever taken such a hostile lesson. Lord Chaston is the type of person who hovers over your shoulder while teaching, and the way he teaches isn't very organized." Feeling tense, she thought to herself, the way he explained things and went through the processes was all mixed up. It's going to take some time after the lesson just to organize what he went over today. Suddenly, she noticed Laban's pen. She picked it up and said, "Lord Chaston's pen." He left it behind. She looked at him and said, "Now that I think about it, seeing someone like Lord Chaston use an old pen like this with such care, this must be something he always carries with him, right? And luckily, tonight is a full moon. So if I read this pen's memories, it should help me understand these lessons." She used her magic and was able to see memories of his childhood. He was looking at his father and thinking to himself, "My father is so amazing. He's always strict and distant, but I really respect him. Count Liang Chaston. One day, I will become a great count and live up to my father's expectations." "Here," said the servant, handing him a pen. "This is a gift from the count to you. It seems the count has very high expectations for your academic success." Thrilled, Laban exclaimed, "My father sent this to me? Neil, look, it's a very expensive pen." Neil smiled and said, "It's truly wonderful, young master." Laban looked at him happily and thought to himself, "I am the only son of the Chaston family, and I must become a successor worthy of my father's expectations." One day, when he went to see his father, he was shocked to see his father hugging Neil and saying, "Neil, I hear your teachers have been praising your academic achievements. I'm very proud of you, my bright son." Neil replied, "It's nothing, father." Shocked, Laban thought to himself, Neil is his son? But more importantly, his father, who was always cold towards him, was smiling only at the servant. Suddenly, his father said to him, "Come inside." Laban smiled and said to his father, "Father, thank you for the gift you sent me." "Thanks to your gift, I was able to improve my grades a lot, and my teacher praised me." But his father replied, "Don't be fooled by the few words your teachers might say to you. Your grades are still lower than Neil's, aren't they?" Angrily, he looked at Laban and said, "You're too excited about receiving a gift when your grades are lower than your servants. You are the heir of a count. You are a disappointment. Why do you think I gave you that pen?" Laban was shocked by his father's reaction, so he studied harder and thought to himself, "I am the heir of the Chaston family. I must become a successor who can live up to my father's expectations." Then he remembered the first day he saw William. He turned to his father and said, "Come and say hello. This is the newly appointed Duke William Feutelang." Laban bowed and said, "It is an honor to meet you, Duke Feutelang." And William said to him, "So you're the brilliant heir of the Chaston family, Leighton Chaston. It's been believed that the family line has ended, and there are many vacant positions in the Duchy of Feutelang. I need someone trustworthy and reliable to assist me. I think you would do an excellent job managing the duchy's estate." Laban agreed to work with William, bowing and saying, "It would be an honor." At that moment, his father said to William, "I hope this will strengthen the bond between our houses." To himself, Laban thought, "To avoid bringing shame to the family and tarnishing my father's reputation, I must do everything perfectly." So he went and agreed to work for Duke William. After William told him about his work, Laban happily said, "This is excellent, I cannot disappoint my lord." But suddenly, Laban entered and saw her holding his pen, seeing his past.